I've had loads of people suggesting I take a look at some Billy Joel songs. Of course, because there's so many to choose from, and he is one of the most famous piano-based songwriters. But I thought I'd just start with Uptown Girl, just because the reason I've chosen this song is because to illustrate, in a way, something that I see talked about online and talked about with other sort of music analysts, which is music, becoming simplified or dumbed down, and I've tried to sort of argue against that. I don't think that's the case. But what I do think perhaps is the case is that songwriters are a bit more reluctant to take risks. And one musical risk that you can take if you want to do something a little bit extra interesting is to do modulations in your song. And I just think this is a great point, example in point. Uptown Girl. The chords themselves follow a kind of simple structure, really. What's really great about the intro is you've got a rising pattern of chords, but over the top of that you've got this brilliant counter melody. You can hear it's falling down, so it's just a very satisfying thing in music when you've got something going up and something going down. Great writing. So the first verse, Uptown girl, she's been living in an uptown world. I bet she never had a backstreet guy. It's just using pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up in chord sequence. But watch this, when he gets to the end of that sequence, he's like, okay, I'll get to the B. Down, man, that's where I am. Just an instant modulation, just jump straight into effectively a C major. We've been in E major. Just going to jump there because it works because you've got to a B, so it's like you just keep going up, even though it's not in E major. Your ear will accept that because it's just one note above, B. And when she knows what she wants from her time. This is just again called what we're on 1, 6. 2, 5. Standard pop way of presenting chords. Nothing interesting massively there. But watch what he does the second time. And when she wakes up, she makes up. A little kind of B diminished here. Where does that come from? The thing people forget about diminished chords like that is they're very closely related to dominant 7th chords. You got your B diminished there, B, D, F. If you had a G underneath it, you got a G7, and we're in C major, remember, so that is the dominant 7th, so that's why it works. When she wakes up, she makes up, and then a secondary dominant here to get to a new key, so we want the dominant 7th of E7, to modulate to A major. She'll see I'm not so tough just because I'm in love, because he's thinking, how do I get back to E? Just use another dominant 7th. I'm in love. Great. 1, 6, 2, but then not 5 in that key. 2, dominant 7th, secondary dominant to get back to the E. She'll see I'm not so tough just because I'm in love with an uptown girl. And we get back to the beginning, and that is the whole cycle of this song. 3 different keys that cycle through. It's really brilliant modulation writing. What I love as well, he puts on another little trick. When he gets to the end of the next verse, she's got no choice. Remember we went up to a C last time. Well, we're still going to go to C major, but we're actually going to go to the 5 of C. So for the big kind of great vocal bit in the middle. She's got no choice. So to a G. So it's wicked because we're now in a... It's sort of back in that C major, but it's just mixing, really. It's just mixing now. We've got G, A, F sharp 7 with a sharpened A. Great bass writing up there. How's he going to get back to the E? Well, we know. We saw it last time. Uptown Girl. Get that B7 back to the E, and back we are, back to our loop. And there's something, I think, there's something fitting. The cyclical nature of the movements of those modulations somehow fits with the message of the song, which is that, you know, things go in circles. Boys chase girls, chase boys, chase girls, etc., etc. And the world goes around. So yeah, I just wanted to look at modulations in that because I think it's really it's just a massively brilliant slice of pop there. Came out in '83 as well, which is interesting. There's that whole kind of period at the beginning of the '80s where stuff sounds very '80s in production, but there's a lot of the way it's written is very classic songwriting, very rooted in 60s through 70s, and Billy Joel being a prime example, someone who's well versed in all that music. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for your Billy Joel suggestions. I will look at some more in the future, but there's a bit of Uptown Girl for you to begin with. Thanks very much. Keep those suggestions coming, and see you at the next video.